Not a good enough result. First and foremost, that's the business that we're in. So the result hugely disappointing. Hurts probably. Yeah, people aren't going to want to hear too much about the performance because ultimately we lost. But performance-wise, there was some much better stuff out there.
Yeah, I don't think anybody could debate that. On that 90 minutes, if you contrast it in terms of maybe the Coventry game and the Stoke game, even Wrexham second half, that was a step forward from your team. Their keepers made some unbelievable saves there at the back end of the game.
Yeah, and that's why it's probably even more frustrating. I think we've had games where we've stolen a point or kind of hung on for things, or got what we deserved. Whereas tonight, when you look at the performance, they've had one shot on goal. We've had really good control of the game. Thought carried a threat, created some really good opportunities, and haven't taken them. And ultimately that's what's cost us. So it's like I say, I challenge the lads to whatever the outcome, go and do us, go and play with a bit of bravery and a bit of identity. And I thought that they did that, but we ultimately lack quality in and around the box to get your rewards for all the bits between it.
It probably isn't just a reflection of that 90 minutes, but the reaction, from some of the fans, you can understand that, can you? Because they're not seeing enough, are they, from your team here at Carrow Road particularly? Results-wise,
definitely. Like I said, I totally understand we're in the results business and we haven't won here, so not winning at home is not acceptable. So quite clear on that. But for me, it's controlling what I can, I think, and that's the group. In terms of making sure they progress, they get better. I think as a group we're developing definitely some toughness and resilience at the minute because of the period we're in. We have to own it. We have to accept it. I'll never shirk away from that. And the only thing we can do is control us and making sure that we're ready for a big game on Sunday.
And as you say, that is a big game. Does it take on? Does it feel any bigger now, given another disappointing result here at Carrow Road?
It's always going to be a huge game, irrespective. So for me, we understand the importance of it, and like I said, the lads will be ready to go.
Do you feel? That's, you don't need telling, but I think that is a club record now. It's 4 straight home defeats start of the season, not been done before. That's not the sort of history you're here to obviously write, you or your players. But again, is that the pain that you've talked about? This period is going to be difficulty, and you need to pull together, stick together, and come through at the other side.
Yeah, we have to. So that's the only option. I think it fuels me, it drives me. It's not a record anybody wants. I think my default is to fight, to get my head down, to make sure I give the lads everything, to provide a platform where they're quite clear on what they need to do, and that's the biggest bit. We were hugely, despite getting a point at Stoke, hugely disappointed in with the performance and what that looked like. And the challenge was to respond tonight in terms of how we want it to look. It was better. We didn't get the result we needed to, or that we have to. So we have to keep moving forward. We have to keep pushing forward. And like I said, that at the minute we're having to develop that toughness and resilience because we're in a tough patch.
Just ask you a couple of the sort of changes you went with tonight. You went Cordoba and took Yakov out at the side. What was your sort of thought process there?
I just think in terms of as a partnership we've not seen with a left foot or right foot or either side. I think in terms of just in terms of how we wanted to press as well with Jose's pace stepping in was also another thing. So I thought he did okay tonight.
Yeah, you could see that. He's got that athleticism. If it goes in behind, he can recover, and it allowed maybe your midfield and your forward players just to play a little bit higher up and condense the play.
Yeah, and like I said, I thought we showed a bit more energy and intensity out of possession. Thought we pressed a bit higher. Again, I think some of the duels we needed to be better on, but I thought in terms of the intent was good. Yeah.
You went with Marcondes as well, and he showed some positive signs of intent. And he had a very good free kick there as well, second half. But were you pleased with what you got from him in that hour?
Yeah, he's one that we've had to manage quite a lot just because he's had a slight niggle in his hip that he's had for quite a while. So again, he had good impact again. I thought tonight he's an intelligent footballer. He's a bright player, takes up good positions. It's hard to mark and just brings a bit of composure, which I think we've been crying out for.
Talking about managing players, did that look like a little bit of a fitness issue with McLean? He seemed to be stretching a hamstring there in the second half.
No, he's had an issue with his back for quite a while. People know Kenny. I think he can't speak highly enough of it. He was struggling before tonight. He was struggling at the weekend, and the fact that he's pushed through it speaks volumes about him as a professional, as a character, and how much the games mean to him. So, yeah, we'll patch him up and get him ready for the weekend.
I was going to say, obviously, if he's having to play through the last couple of games, is there a bit of an element of doubt about him for Sunday?
I don't know. I've obviously had a chat with the lads, the staff, and then come straight in here, so we have to assess and see how he is. But Kenny's tough as anything.
Real positive though, getting Mahova back on the park. You saw the quality of the cross he put in from Makama as well. He's a big plus to have him back in the mix.
Definitely. I said to you before, he's trained well. He's in a good spot, and he's yeah, having someone like him back's a massive addition just for balance. I think in terms of having a left footer defending at left back, I think it's a huge help in that side of it, but also then the quality that you get going forward. So yeah, delighted to have him back.
Final one for me, as you say. I mean, you couldn't have much bigger game now, and can that out off the back of this disappointing result, if not performance, that can galvanise the group again because no quarters can be asked or given. They're going to have to step up in that environment on Sunday.
Yeah, and it's almost, I think it's a different game as well, where everything kind of gets parked previous and where everything's at. So again, I think it's a good time for us to go into that game. So again, we've just spoken about it. I think we have to be real clear on the importance of it, and the lads will be, and we'll make sure that we're ready for Sunday. Thank you.
All right. Thanks everybody. Can I just ask, sorry, you've kind of spoken a lot this season about the proactivity and stuff like that, and you mentioned maybe struggle a bit more about it. Do you feel that was as a result of some of the sort of tactical and personnel changes you made, or just your players applying themselves in the way you wanted to do it?
Yeah, I think it's probably twofold. I think there's an element. I think definitely with the behaviours we spoke around, the whole framing of the week was around having more identity around what we want. We don't want to be a team that goes and sits off and has 40% of the ball and gets pinned back in that. We don't want to be that. We want to be a team that has the ball and plays on the front foot. And yeah, I definitely think the mindset was there tonight, and the bravery to go and do it. And then some of the tweaks and some of the changes definitely help.
Cheers. Thanks. Thanks, mate. Cheers.